Welcome, everybody. Good evening, and welcome to our 27th annual Young Women with Bright Futures Award event. My name is Dr. Krishana Jackson, and I am the chair of YWCA Mahoning Valley Board of Directors and the chair of the Bright Futures Event Committee. Congratulations to the young ladies being recognized this evening. We are happy to have you as our class of 2021. 15 months into the pandemic, and we are happy to finally be able to host our first in-person event today. In addition, get there.
Krishana, you can take off your mask if you want to take off your mask.
Nervous take off my in addition to all of you present here today, we also have some virtual audience. Hello to those of us joining online. I would like to acknowledge that this is the first time we are attempting to present a hybrid event, so please be patient with us. The Bright Futures program is part of the YWCA's Empowerment Initiative. It honors senior high school women selected by their teachers or administrators for their leadership qualities, academic excellence, creativity, and volunteerism. It also aims to encourage these young women who are our future community leaders. We hope you cherish this recognition and remember that your actions inspire others. The YWCA of Mahoning Valley is on a mission to eliminate racism, empower women, stand up for social justice, help families, and strengthen our community. I hope all of you will continue your service to the community, and I invite you to join the YWCA in our efforts. I would like to extend sincere thanks to the Bright Futures Committee members who have donated their time to help make this event possible. Thank you so much for your tireless service to the YWCA and your dedication to the Young Women with Bright Futures program. Committee members, please stand up. Be recognized. Thank you to all of you. The YWCA is proud to collaborate with area high schools, businesses, and friends to recognize senior high school women each year. The Bright Future honorees are young women who have demonstrated a commitment to serving their schools, communities, and families. They are selected by their teachers or administrators for excellence in scholarship and leadership. We have 32 schools participating in this event from Mahoning and Trumbull County. When we started this event 27 years ago, we only had 2 schools participating. This event would not have been possible without the generous contributions from our sponsors. We would like to thank our major sponsors, Akron Children's Hospital, Mahoning Valley, Compo Industries, Denise DeBartolo York, Citi's Family Foundation, Mahoning Valley College Access Program, Rotary Club of Boardman, the Thomas's Endowment Fund of the Youngstown Area Jewish Federation, and State Farm Insurance. I believe some of our sponsors are attending today. Do we have Lisa Long representing the Youngstown Area Jewish Federation? Oh, Andy Barrow, who represents the Thomas's Endowment Fund and also the Bright Futures Event Committee. And Michaela Weiser. Did I say that correctly? Okay. From the Mahoning Valley College Access Program. We also have some sponsors who are attending virtually, Amy Hendricks from the Fittest Family Foundation, Lidra Hunt from the Mahoning Valley College Access Program. Thank you for your generous contributions, and we hope you will continue to support this wonderful event. Today, thanks to our donors, the Thomas's Endowment Fund, we will be announcing 2 scholarships worth $12,000 and $8,000. Each nominated honoree will also receive a $500 award from the Denise DeBartolo York. We also wish to acknowledge the in-kind contributions from our book donors who are listed in the program, Tracy Miller of Color Free Embroidery for the tote bags, and Compo Industries for providing the leadership section. These are just some of our sponsors. This event would not have been possible without the sponsorship of individual donors, and they are listed in the program book as well. We appreciate the generosity of all of our sponsors. Now, please welcome Bright Futures Event Committee, Grant Hurd, who will give the invocation.
If there ever was a time to make a difference, to embark on something worth doing, the time is now. For something that touches your heart, for a cause that helps others seek equity and justice, you owe it to yourself to make your day. Dream big. Know though that things worth doing seldom come to you. There will be times when you want to turn around, pack it up, and call it quits. But those are the times when you tell yourself you are pushing yourself and that you're not afraid to learn by doing. So keep trying. Again, my name is Grant Hurd, and I was hoping I could remember when I became a member of the YWCA Board of Directors. So I went to the archives, and imagine my surprise when I found out that I became a member of the board in 2003. It is true that time does fly when you're doing something that's worth your time and that you love doing. It is truly my pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker, Amanda Vitello. I remember when in 2009, Amanda was selected as the YWCA Young Women with Bright Futures honoree from McDonald High School, where she graduated as valedictorian of her class. She then went on to earn a bachelor's degree in chemistry at Youngstown State University, graduating in 2013 with a cum laude. Amanda continued her education at YSU Graduate School and then earned a master's degree in chemistry with a 4.0 grade point average. Upon graduating with her master's degree in 2015, she went on to work in the industry as a chemist. She was the analytical chemist at Molding Fiberglass. At the Molding Fiberglass Research Company in Ashtabula, where she worked for 3.5 years. Since April of 2019, Amanda has been working at Bridgestone America's Engineering College Center in Akron, where she serves as a senior chemist. She has been involved with the YWCA for the past 10 years. Amanda has served on the Bright Futures Committee. She was also a member of the YWCA Board of Directors from 2011 to 2019. Amanda was also involved with many other committees during her time as a board member, including the Dance-a-thon and the Review Committee. Amanda currently lives in Portland with her husband and 2 cats, Merlin and Tango. Please welcome Amanda Vitello.
Thank you. Well, good evening, everyone. I'd like to congratulate all the young women who honored them this evening. It's truly through your hard work and your dedication to not only your own academics, but your schools and your communities that you've been chosen to receive this award. And for that, you should feel very proud. Your loved ones, friends, and school representatives that are hopefully either here with you this evening or maybe tuning in virtually, they should share in your pride. It's been said many times, but it's worth saying again. It takes a village to raise a child. And these ladies have likely had many positive influences throughout their lives, whether at home, in the classroom, or during extracurriculars. So congratulations to you all. I'd like to take a moment to recognize my support system who are tuning in virtually this evening. To my husband, Marcel, my parents, Kathy and Vince, my brother, Michael, and all the extended family and friends who are watching. I hope you know how much you helped shape me over the years and how truly appreciative I am for it. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. As Fran outlined in my intro, it's hard to believe I've gone from a bright futures honoring myself, where you ladies are, to where I am now, where I am career-wise and just with the why, everything that I've done. It's truly a full circle moment for me tonight, and a true realization that time absolutely flies. I want to thank the YWCA and Mahoning Valley and the Bright Futures Committee for not only inviting me to speak and for doing the important work they do in the community, but for being such a huge and amazing part of my life over the past 12 years. So as a background, before I delve into my speech, I must admit I've had a while to work on this. In 2019, I'd been asked to speak for the 2020 Bright Futures event, which, like everything else in 2020, didn't go as planned. COVID had other plans, and it changed our event format to a totally virtual option. And with that, I deferred my speech to this year. So while this speech has gone through many revisions, I must say it's very different than the speech I was ready to give last year. You know, so much has happened since then, and I feel as though I've learned and grown extraordinarily from it, and I'm sure you all have too. And that kind of growth is addressed. Speaking of growth, I can honestly say, in thinking about my life from the time I was a Bright Futures honoree until now, I've grown so much year over year as a person. I can honestly, thinking back, point to 4 distinct years where I would say I grew the most as an individual. And I thought it might be worthwhile to outline those. That way maybe you ladies can think about what your next decade might have in store. So I would say my first significant year of growth would have been in 2011. I was 2 years into my bachelor's degree at Youngstown State, and I decided to change my major. Now, I was a biology major, I only changed to chemistry, and you might be thinking, well, that's not a very huge change from one scientific discipline to another. But it did have huge implications on my life and my career. I wouldn't have met my husband had I stayed in the biology degree. I also would not be a senior chemist at Bridgestone if I stayed in that. And I'm still very grateful that I listened to my heart and I became a chemist, because I don't think I would feel as fulfilled working in any other career realm. 2015 was another important transitional year for me, as that was the year I took the plunge from finishing my master's degree at YWCA to getting my first real world job in the industry. Talk about a shock. Going from a classroom setting in even my undergraduate degree to more of my own kind of research in graduate school, then to total immersive education on real world things, real world testing, products people use daily. It's important, and it was a huge adjustment. 2018 was another significant but sad year of growth. I unfortunately had multiple major family hardships that year. We lost my dear Yaya, my mom's mom, to esophageal cancer in May of that year. It's actually almost 3 years. She and I were very close, and she would always attend the Bright Futures event with my mom and I until she could no longer get around long enough to do so. I would be remiss if I didn't at least mention her, because I always think of her when I attend these, and she had a huge impact on my life. I hope that I can make her proud today and always. A few months after her passing, my in-laws' house burned down in a terrible fire where they lost everything and ultimately lived with my husband and I for about a month and a half until they got back on their feet. Not to mention, those events both happened during our first year of marriage. As my great-great aunt put it in our anniversary card she sent us that year, our first year of marriage was difficult for all the wrong reasons. Those were both things we never would have expected to happen, not at that time, after such a joyous event. But it did teach me that's life, and it made me realize sometimes difficult growth is necessary too, to truly enjoy the good things in life. Lastly, and most recently, of course, I would say 2020 was noteworthy for all of us as a year of growth. We had COVID on top of all our typical personal struggles that were likely amplified due to the pandemic. It was difficult to see the devastation initially happening in other countries and knowing it was only a matter of time before it probably made its way here. And then it was more difficult once COVID was here, not knowing what would happen, what the future holds. While everyone is feeling the effects of the pandemic differently, we can say we've all been through it, and it's been a relevant and major part of our lives. You know, I'm a firm believer in staying planted in the present and looking forward to the future. As Gandhi said, the future depends on what you do in the present. And while I think it's important to not dwell on the past, I do think it's imperative that we learn from it. As we've seen, if we don't learn from history, and more importantly, if we don't do something about it in the present before it becomes history, we're doomed to repeat it. In thinking back over this past year, I've learned I need to be ever more thankful for what I have in life. You know, sometimes it can be easy to get caught up in the day-to-day monotony of things, especially over this past year with the pandemic. But try your best not to get caught up in those moments and celebrate as much as you can. You know, I would argue the only person you should compare yourself to is the person that you were yesterday. So don't get caught up in those kind of life's not fair or comparison. You know, comparing yourself to others isn't good. You should be comparing yourself to the person that you were yesterday and measure that growth. I know that's easier said than done, but it's always beneficial to recognize the chances and choices you have in life and know that many others don't have those same opportunities. I know I'm in a very fortunate situation compared to so many others that have truly suffered over this past year and some over their lifetimes. And I'm very grateful for my own health, my family and friends and their health, my career and my educational foundation. You know, education is something that no one can take away from you. And my foundation in chemistry has taught me to do my research, analyze, and think critically. So in writing this, I found a really good quote by Ayn Rand that says, "You can ignore reality, but you cannot ignore the consequences of ignoring that reality." Well, there's something to be said, I would say, about having a positive perspective. For me, in my life as a chemist and personally, I think being factual and being kind while diffusing that truth is significant. We've unfortunately seen over this past year conspiracy theories running rampant and the very real destructive consequences of people believing them. I find that the data-driven nature of my work as a chemist speaks heavily into my day-to-day life. I'm constantly researching, trying to find the most accurate and up-to-date information, while also dispelling falsity. And my husband, he's an engineer, so he thinks that way too. And I'm quite sure that gets us both into some trouble, as people tend to take things personally. But science and facts don't care about opinions. And that's why I love science. That's why I love methodology. Things are really true or they're not. The only thing that repeats science is better science. And that comes through research, development, and discovery. So we've seen science play out in real time over this past year, and it's been very interesting as a chemist to watch that happen. I would argue being honest and being factual matters just as much as being nice. You know, kindness over this past year has come in many forms, whether it be wearing a mask or social distancing, to maybe volunteering time, like food banks or vaccination clinics even. There's so many ways we can all pitch in and be helpful right now and always. And I think being caring and being truthful are the heart of so many of them. Totally pivoting from that, the social and racial injustices we've witnessed just this past year have unfortunately always existed. The injustices we've seen have exposed a dual pandemic for people of color and women as well. One of general discrimination, with racism being a public health crisis, and the other being the social inequalities of women's place in the workforce. And this is exactly why the YWCA mission of eliminating racism and empowering women is so vitally important now more than ever. I think being able to understand the depths of what racism causes across society is so important, and that involves us all constructively communicating with one another and having an open mind. You know, good conversations can help propel change. We can all benefit from trying to understand a different perspective. Being able to put yourself maybe in someone else's shoes gives us a diversification in our own lives. And while that might involve some self-reflection or discomfort allows for growth too. Regarding the social injustices this pandemic has caused for women, I was doing some statistical research on this, and some estimates say that this pandemic has pushed back the number of women in the workforce to numbers not seen since the 1980s. And this is mainly due to women needing to leave for familial obligations. Another problematic stat I came across is that for every 4 men named John who hold the title of CEO, there's only 1 female in that same position. So I love statistics, and though these might seem like discouraging stats, I think it needs addressed, and I think what can our generations do to help change this? We are all strong women. We can do this. We live in a society that needs more empathy for women, especially women with families, along with more frequent and open communication between women and their employers. So I would say that communication and flexibility from 2020 is something we might want to utilize in the future. Now, while remaining in the present and looking forward to your futures, I encourage you all to truly embrace everything life has to offer. I can tell you from experience, your next decade will likely be challenging, but will also be some of the most fulfilling years you've experienced so far. If I had to give you one bit of advice, it would be to live life at your own pace and don't rush through it. You're the only person in control of your own happiness, so take your time to soak things in and enjoy it, because life's a journey, not a race. You're the guide to your own story. Things may not always go smoothly or as planned, but those are often the times we learn the most about ourselves, and they can become the most interesting and rewarding parts of our lives. When things maybe don't go as expected, try not to worry. Worrying doesn't contribute positively to any situation. And I know that's easier said than done, but something that I still need to work on at times. I know when I was either struggling to finish out the semester strong in college, or I had so much on my plate between the full course load, my campus employment, and all of the extracurriculars that I was involved with on campus, things could definitely be overwhelming at times. I was so busy. I would often tell this to one of my chemistry professors and mentors, and he would always tell me the same 4 words: this too shall pass. I must admit, it always did. And I can tell you I was in a better position having gone through it. My growth in those years was exponential. I encourage you all to continue to work hard and challenge yourself, as challenge allows for growth. You ladies have all risen to the challenge clearly throughout your high school careers to get you to this point. So I anticipate that to continue throughout your lives. I hope you're all feeling empowered, motivated, and ready for that next chapter. Congratulations again to all of you. I wish you the best and brightest futures.
Amanda, that was a wonderful speech, and it's something that I think all of us can, even those of us who are beyond our bright futures, that all of us can really take heart in and get something from. My name is Barbara A. I'm a member of the Bright Futures Committee. In fact, I was one of the founding members of the Bright Futures program 27 years ago. And with that, I'm a longtime educator. And one of the reasons that I really wanted to get involved with this project is because you are all so young women are so important. But with that in mind, we're going to talk a little bit about the synopsis of the leadership sessions that we had. YWCA Mahoning Valley has received a grant from the Thomas's Endowment Fund of the Youngstown Area Jewish Federation to provide scholarship awards to 2 senior students for a total award amount per student of $12,000 and $8,000 over 4 years of college. We introduced various elements to make up criteria to choose scholarship winners. In order to win the scholarship, honorees completed application packets which were judged anonymously by 3 committee members, and they participated in a series of leadership sessions, a community service project, and racial justice education. The leadership development training included sessions on communication, self-discovery through storytelling, and leadership. The honorees learned about communicating with body language, their own strengths, and what type of leader they are. Presenters were Gregory Smith, Robert Batchinger, and Kathy Mumau from Conco Industries. Racial justice education was also provided by our own board chair and event chairman, Christiana Jackson. Thank you, Christiana. Grants from the Fibus Family Foundation and State Farm Insurance made it possible for us to provide these sessions. The grants also enabled us to invite 1 junior from each participating school to the leadership sessions. For the community service project, the honorees collected food, personal products, and linens. YWCA serves an average of 325 individuals annually. This year, the honorees brought in an astounding number of donations. We received over 11,977 units of non-perishable food items, hygiene and cleaning products, and household products, as well as over $2,135 in cash donations. What an amazing achievement. We thank all those who donated to this project and commend the girls on a job well done. These items will be put to good use in our transitional and permanent housing programs. Housing and supportive services is a major program the YWCA offers. The goal of the program is to assist low to moderate income individuals and families at risk of homelessness in obtaining and maintaining permanent housing. We thank all those who donated to this project and commend the girls on a job well done.
Thank you, Barb. Good evening, everyone. I'm Leah Barrett, President and CEO of YWCA Mahoning Valley. And I'm just so astonished that we're here today celebrating our 27th annual Young Women with Bright Futures Award. I mean, as Barbara mentioned, she was involved in that original one, and just every year it's grown, and we're just so proud of all the young women that have come through our program. Congratulations to all this year's honorees, and we are happy to have you here as our class of 2021. The Bright Futures program is part of the YWCA Empowerment Program. It honors high school women selected by their teachers and administrators. And, you know, this is why it's so important, because they know you best within your own school and your own community, and that really means a lot. This is based on their leadership qualities, academic excellence, creativity, and volunteerism. It also aims to encourage these young women who are our future community leaders. We hope you cherish this recognition and remember that your actions do inspire others. YWCA is on a mission to eliminate racism, empower women, stand up for social justice, help families, and strengthen our community. I hope you will all continue your service to this community, and I invite you all to join the YWCA efforts. I would like to extend a sincere thank you to our board and our committee members who were recognized earlier in putting all this together and supporting this initiative. So, the YWCA is very proud to collaborate with area high schools. This year we have representatives from 32 area high schools in Mahoning and Trumbull County. Some are joining virtually, and we thank them as well. As part of this program, the honorees were given the opportunity to participate in an essay contest on what the YWCA mission means to them. YWCA's mission, as you might have heard earlier, is eliminating racism, empowering women, and promoting peace, justice, freedom, and dignity for all. This year, we received 15 entries. The essays were judged anonymously by a committee. And now I am happy to announce this year's Essay Award winner. The winner is Alea Kaiser from West Branch High School. We're actually I'm going to come up and we have a check for you. And her essay is actually in the program book. Thank you very much. Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you. It's really important expressing why the mission is relevant in our community. So we'll now move on to our award ceremony, and the honorees will be called out alphabetically according to their school name. If the honoree is present here today, please come up to the podium to deliver a few brief words of thank you. And we also have some pre-recorded videos that we'll be showing for those who were not able to be here today. And please, again, bear with us as we navigate the hybrid event. And I would like to now welcome Barbara Brothers, board member, Dr. Barbara Brothers, to the podium.
Leah, can you tell everybody to watch the forward system?
First student is India Bax. She's from Austintown Ridge High School, and she's here in person. India always has a positive attitude and a warm smile on her face, says Leslie, her school counselor. She pushes herself to excel in all her classes and is never afraid to ask for help. India has a natural tendency to set high goals for herself and then do whatever it takes to reach them. She has gained the respect of her school staff and students through her intelligence, engaging personality, and dedication to the community. Congratulations.
My name is India Gax, and I'm a 2021 graduate of Austintown High School. Next year, I plan to attend Youngstown State University as a member of the Honors College, where I will major in either English or history in the hopes of one day earning a PhD and becoming a college professor. I would like to thank my family for supporting me, my school for nominating me for this opportunity, Mrs. Denise Farley Ward for the generous $500 award, and Thomas's endowment fund for the opportunity to receive the scholarship. Lastly, I would also like to thank the speakers who presented during the leadership sessions. From each of them, I learned something new that I can carry with me at my high school and take on board in school. Thank you.
So I don't need yet. The next one's going to be on video. But if you come up, take your mask off so that you can be heard. I can really do it. Emma Karski, Boardman High School. Emma is involved, kind, passionate, and reliable, says Shauna Gray Jarvis, school counselor. She is highly motivated and extremely well respected in the Boardman High School community. Emma exemplifies qualities of an outstanding student. Her strong intellect and very interests prove what a well-rounded and gifted individual she is. And this is video.
Hi, I'm Emma Tokarski from.
I need to unmute this.
Hi, I'm Emma Tokarski from Boardman High School, and I just want to start off by saying thank you to Denise DeBartolo, York, and the Thomas's Endowment Fund for their generosity. I also want to thank Jessica and Verada for giving me this opportunity to participate in such a great program. And finally, to my guidance counselor, Mrs. Craig Gardis, for helping me to represent Boardman High School. I am so grateful that I got to be a part of this program, as it taught me a lot about leadership and how to better myself for the future. It was incredibly rewarding to participate and volunteer in this program, so thank you.
The next individual is Hannah McNamara. And she is from Brookfield High School, and she is here. Hannah brightens up a room with her warm smile and kindness. As Christian Foster, school principal, she puts forth 100% effort in all she does and works hard to maintain excellent grades. She is inquisitive and has a deep thirst for knowledge. Hannah has excellent communication skills, is respectful, and is very ambitious. She has the gift of recognizing and bringing out the best in others.
Thank you so much. A little bit on purpose. I would like to say thank you to my friends and my family, my generous teachers for allowing me to experience this, and my amazing mother for raising me to be above all kind. Thank you to Denise DeBartolo York for this fantastic award, and to the Thomas's Endowment Fund to give all these wonderful women this opportunity. What the leadership sessions taught me the most is how to see how to be my best self, and how to encourage others to be outspoken and to be kind and supportive. As I journey to Kent State University and beyond, these lessons will be in my heart. Thank you all so much.
Our next winner is from Campbell Memorial High School. Alexini is a model student and a respectful and charismatic young lady. That is Bradley Yeager, school principal. Her intellect and hard work are evident throughout her academic performance. She embodies resourceful qualities that are always unselfish. Alexini maximizes her potential while reaching out to help others succeed. This is also
Hi, I'm Felixia Espinos, and I'm from Campbell Memorial High School. I'm sorry I couldn't be there today, but I would like to thank my principal, Mr. Yeager, for nominating me. I would like to thank this organization, and I would like to thank Mrs. York for her generosity. I appreciate all of you. Thank you.
Lily Lauren, Canfield High School. Lily is a young lady of impeccable character and values as Candace Reed, school counselor. She describes her as caring, passionate, and hardworking. Lily's greatest strength is her independence. She has taken a demanding course of study with honors, CCP and AP courses, and expects to excel. She is a young leader who is willing to make a difference. This is video also.
Hi, my name is Lily Gerdick, and I'm from Canfield High School. First, I would like to thank my teachers and administrators for nominating me for this award. I would also like to thank my parents for their continued support throughout school. It is a great honor and privilege to be nominated for this award along with the rest of these girls. Thank you.
Barbara, can you speak into the mic? The furnace kicked in, yeah.
Mackenzie Avery, Cardinal Mooney High School. He is with us.
Mackenzie is academically gifted, mature, and capable beyond her age. Then the college marshal is school counselor. The pretty difficult task to be. Mackenzie is on 2 projects help along the time experience with independent work. She can take on a new challenge. Selfless, kind, and respectful. Cares about the well-being of others and is reliable and responsible.
First off, I would say it's funny.
You speak into the microphone.
The opportunity to earn respect. All the ways and all the money that help I want to give special thanks to our leader for her generous contribution to all of the right. It's absolutely amazing to not only discuss, but fight out. I also want to thank always supporting and everything I do. I encourage women to do. Most importantly, I want to thank you that providing me the opportunity to give back. This is it impacted my life and it's forever now.
I am part of Kennedy High School at not senior. Then McElroy Bank, Malcolm Reader, Center. Then here the very area. Allied Medical Bank Director. Getting motivated and the willingness to learn. Training, educating, enthusiastic, hands-on activities. He is determined to excel at every career. So, I'm a graduate at Cheney High School, where I'm representing children. I plan to attend Ohio State University and major in computers. First, I'd like to thank you for an autonomous endowment for the opportunity to receive this generous scholarship. I would also like to thank you and the YWCA for being a part of the Youngstown right. And lastly, I would like to thank my beautiful mother that has come to me today. And pray, high school. Today is again that scholar and for the school counselor. He has overcome many obstacles but never stopped to be positive. He looks to the good in every situation. Never is known to enjoy others, I avoid hell. Shines on the stage, excels and the classroom dedicated to her community. He is not afraid to stand up for what he believes. Hello, my name is Vitello. I would like to say thank you to my school for not. I would like to say thank you to my mother today. She has always pushed me thank you all for my support. I would like to say thank you to the kids for being on the team. As I go off to college and girls and look at the whole history, myself to be, I will always go with velocity and vision. Thank you. Emily Fitzgerald, Lard High School. Emily is highly motivated and said, Angela Cochran School Counselor. She preaches respect, acceptance, and dignity. She
be a focus at heart. Emily is a team player and a positive role model. She uses her time wisely and is always the way to better herself and the whole family. Hello, my name is Emily Fisher. I'm from High School. I would like to begin by thanking my parents and families for all their unconditional love and support. I would not be where I am inspired today without them. Secondly, I would like to thank my dad and family members who just tell me more that I need to be the conference for assisting me in nominating me to this scholarship. Thank you to Ms. Denise Broadway York for the $500 award and the competition number for making this scholarship competition. Finally, I would like to thank the YWCA and all the leadership session speakers. Thank you.
Our next honoree is Stephanie Blessage from Howland High School. Stephanie is dedicated and extremely hardworking, says William Jones, her German teacher. She has great time management skills to balance her classes and activities. Stephanie is talented and seeks to master her studies beyond getting excellent grades. Her intellect, grit, tenacity, and personality push her to meet the challenges head on. And this is a video of Stephanie.
Hi, my name is Stephanie and I go to Howland High School. I just wanted to thank everyone with the YWCA's Bright Future program for providing such insightful lectures this year. I'll definitely take what I've learned and use it in the rest of my life.
Our next honoree from Hubbard High School is Sydney Morenkovic. Sydney is passionate and exhibits a positive attitude, says Tiffany Marion, her math teacher. She is ambitious, dedicated, and focused in all her pursuits. Sydney has great rapport with other students and is very dependable. She shows resilience and is a hard worker. Her work ethic and high level of responsibility prove her to be a caring member of her community. Sydney.
Hello. I would first like to thank the YWCA and all of its members for allowing this event to happen in person. I would like to especially thank my school district staff and guidance counselors for nominating me to represent Hubbard High School and the Young Women's with Bright Futures program, as well as my family and peers for supporting me along the way. Lastly, thank you to Denise DeBarlo York and the Thomases Endowment Fund for the generous scholarship to aid each of us in our future endeavors. In the fall, I will be attending Ohio State University, receiving my Bachelor's of Science in Pharmaceutical Sciences, and will be continuing on to the Ohio State Doctor of Pharmacy program.
Logan Grunder from Jackson Milton High School. Logan is intelligent, determined, kind, and talented, says Ann Downs, school counselor. She is driven, hardworking, and compassionate. Logan is motivated to be the best person she can be by helping her peers, tutoring younger children. She is a strong leader in her school and community and goes beyond what is expected of her. This is a video of acceptance.
So there's no picture, but you can hear her just with this one.
My name is Logan Grunder. I'm a senior at Jackson Milton High School, and I'm unable to show my face right now because I'm having an allergic reaction of some sort, so I kind of just look a little bit crazy right now. But I'd just like to come on here and say thank you to my parents and my coaches and to everybody that's helped me get to where I am today. And I'd also like to say thank you to Mrs. DeBartolo York and the Thomases Endowment Fund just for everything that you do for this program and for the opportunity to be a part of it. Thank you.
Caitlin Kuchera from Lakeview High School. Caitlin is an exceptional, hardworking, and dedicated student, says Caitlin Schernenberger, school counselor. She is a conscientious and kind role model for her peers. She is a reliable leader who accepts challenges to her rigorous academic schedule. Caitlin has strong character and a willingness to care for and serve others. And I believe this is a video.
No, just next.
She's here?
No,
She's not here.
we don't have.
Our next honoree is Raneem Al-Sharif from Liberty High School. Raneem is the leader and academic scholar, says Kate Bengoff's school counselor. She is a talented and service-oriented young lady. She has been an active student leader in her school community. Raneem is very ambitious and she's a hard worker. She is mature, reliable, responsible, and well-rounded. She shines through her devotion and commitment to others. Raneem.
Hi, my name is Raneem Al-Sharif. I'm a proud Palestinian American, and I plan on attending Youngstown State University in the fall, where I plan to major in biology. I'd like to thank the YWCA for the experience it has provided me with, as well as Denise Bartlow for her generous donation. Lastly, I would like to thank the Liberty staff and administration for nominating me to be a part of this program that has been extremely rewarding and beneficial. Thank you.
Our next honoree is Mrs. Marissa Rivera from Louisville High School. Marissa cares deeply about the people in her life and community, said Angela Killingsworth, school counselor. She is selfless and gives much of her personal time to help others. Marissa is very involved in her activities, and she has developed positive relationships with her peers. She is well-liked, respected, and she is a very successful student. Marissa.
I would like to thank my family for always supporting me, and I would like to thank Thomas Endowment Fund for the opportunity to receive this scholarship, and Mrs. DeButler York for the $500 award. This program means very much to me and has taught me so many things that will carry through life forever.
Our next honoree is Ashley Deans from Matthews High School. Ashley is diligent, intellectual, and driven, says Douglas Burkhouse, biology teacher. She has a strong ability to make connections with what is learned in the classroom to what's happening in the world around her. She rises to the occasion by being an exceptional student and a model of leadership and character. Ashley is dedicated to her school, community, and family. This is a video presentation.
Hi, I'm Ashley Deans. I was the Matthews representative for the 2021 YWCA scholarship. I just wanted to thank everybody who is involved in the YWCA and the scholarship. I can't thank you enough for the opportunity and for the life lessons and skills and the opportunity to better myself in college with the scholarship. And I can't wait to see what the YWCA does in the future and all the young women that are going to be involved in it. Thank you.
Sage Mason from McDonald High School. Sage is good-natured, pleasant, respectful, and kind, says Tracy Boshaw. She is a personable, intelligent, and hard-working young lady. She has received many honors and awards and participates in several extracurricular activities. The organization and planning she's done for volunteer projects demonstrates her leadership. Sage is selfless, and her intentions are for the good of others. Sage.
I'd like to start by saying thank you to Ms. Denise DeBartlow York and the Thomas Endowment Fund for this generous opportunity. I'd like to thank the administration and staff of McDonald High School, my guidance counselor, Mrs. Tracy Bosha, for nominating me, my mentor, Mrs. Julie Lobo, my parents for always pushing me to do my best, my mentor and aunt, Mrs. Pam Baker, for teaching me what generosity truly means. Thank you.
Our next honoree is Haley Haley Fritz from Mineral Ridge High School. Haley excels in her academic ability and motivation in the classroom, says Principal Randy Cameron. She is very willing to learn in school and independently. Haley is driven and committed to all of her endeavors. She is a trustworthy, honest, and responsible leader with honorable values. She is an exceptional young woman who works diligently to meet her goals. Haley.
First off, I'd like to thank Denise Vitello, York, and her family for their support of our community and especially young women like myself. Next, I'd like to thank Thomas's Endowment Fund for the opportunity to receive this scholarship. I want to thank the teachers and staff at Mineral Ridge High School for recommending me for this program, where I was able to acquire new leadership skills while providing tangible support for the YWCA's community. Lastly, I'd like to thank my family, especially my mom, for shaping me into the young woman that I am today.
Our next honoree is Julia Lastic from Niles McKinley High School. Julia is extremely hardworking, kind, and responsible, says Julie Strollo, school counselor. She is an amazing student. Julia has maintained academic excellence while working and participating in school activities. She is always willing to give her time and help to others when needed. She's a wonderful role model to the underclassmen in her school. Julia.
Hello, everybody. My name is Julia Lastig, and I'm a senior at Niles McKinley High School. To start, I would like to thank my guidance counselor, Mrs. Strollo, for nominating me to be involved in the Young Women with Bright Futures program. I would also like to thank my mom for being here in support of me tonight. I would also like to thank my dad from home and also helping me with my technical difficulties in the Zoom calls. A huge thank you to Mrs. York for the generous donation. It is greatly appreciated. Thank you to the Thomas's Endowment Fund for the opportunity to apply for the scholarship. The skills I've learned from this organization will carry on with me for the rest of my life. I envision myself to be a leader in a leadership position someday in the future. This program had a positive impact on me personally and professionally. For that, I would lastly thank Jessica Gibbs and everyone that led the leadership discussion. It was an amazing opportunity to be in the Zoom presence of all you young, empowering women.
Sophia Sonato from Poland Secondary High School. Sophia exudes academic intelligence and has admiring character, says Liz Calderon, school counselor. Her determination and work ethic has propelled her to succeed academically. She goes above and beyond what's required of her to learn and have the best potential. Sophia is compassionate, creative, and ambitious. She has made a positive impact on her school and community and is highly respected by her teachers and peers. Sophia.
Hello, everyone. I'm Sophia Canato, and I'm a senior at Poland Seminary High School. I'd like to start by thanking my parents, my mom, the audience, and my family for raising me with the foundation that it takes to be a leader. I would also like to thank the teachers and staff at Poland Seminary High School for selecting me to be their representative. Poland has a tradition of excellence, class, and character, and I am truly honored that they see me in that light. I would also like to thank the staff at YWCA for organizing such an insightful and beneficial event despite our current circumstances. I'd like to thank Denise New York for the very generous $500 donation to all of the women here. That will not go to waste. And I would also like to thank the Thomas Endowment Fund for the opportunity to apply for a scholarship that will help benefit me in college. In college, I plan to attend Penn State University as a fashion design major with hopes to become a costume designer. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. My name is Lacey Cameron. I'm a committee member and also board member of the YWCA. First, we have Chelsea Sutton. Chelsea's hard work and perseverance led to her exceptional academic performance as a teacher in both eyes. She understands the responsibility of the tasks to complete. Chelsea gives her all to everything she does and does the extra work and effort it takes to get things done. Second, we have Jillian Straczynski from South Ranch High School. Jillian is a tremendous student athlete and the director who rose to softball coach. She's a dedicated and compassionate team player. Jillian is committed, devoted, and takes initiative to help herself and others improve. She is hardworking in the classroom and on the field and displays a great attitude. Jillian is humble, polite, thoughtful, and very caring. Her giving spirit shows that she values her service work. Please continue.
Hello everyone, my name is Jillian Straczynski and I'm honored to be the YWCA Young Woman with Bright Futures representative for South Range High School. I was unable to attend the event tonight because my softball team is currently competing in the district championship. I'd like to thank the YWCA for giving us all this wonderful experience and opportunity, my parents for always supporting me, and my coaches, Mr. Don Farron, Mr. Jeff DeRose, and Dr. Troy Parks for always pushing me. I'd also like to thank Denise DeBartolo York for her extremely generous donation of a $500 award for each of the members, and the Thomas's Endowment Fund for giving us all the opportunity to compete and potentially receive a scholarship. This fall, I will be attending Marietta College to major in psychology and double minor in leadership and entrepreneurship while continuing my softball career.
Next, we have Leah Diallo, who is also for creative correction of the Springfield Local High School. There is a critical paper in the Conference for Honor Students. To keep understanding and design is purpose for classes to strengthen their knowledge. It is extremely optimistic for volunteers and the leadership in school activity adds to stellar academic achievement. It's friendly and positive students display good character. I would like to thank the faculty of Springfield Local for nominating me for this award, my family for supporting me throughout my entire academic career, and also the YWCA faculty for the leadership qualities that as I have wonderful school majoring. Next, we have Emily Batista from Shepherd's Heights. Emily encompasses the quality of a leader with Megan DeBose school counselor. She demonstrates to other employees to show compassion and responsibility. She is respected by her teammates and reciprocates the same respect to them. Emily is a mentor, volunteer, and academic scholar. She is interested in innovation through the need and her desire for achievement and contributing to her success. This is a video.
Hi, my name is Emily Basista. I would like to thank everyone who made the Young Women with Bright Futures an amazing learning experience. I would also like to thank my parents and the Struthers administration for encouraging me to participate this year. And I would like to give a huge thank you to Ms. DeBartolo York for giving the scholarship award.
Next, we have Christopher Tesson from Facebook. He was a dedicated student who takes initiative to enhance Avro's studies. He consistently works well independently or in group settings. He likes to challenge himself by taking many courses and is very committed to the work outside of class. He's energetic, charismatic, and uplifts others.
Hello everyone,
I would like to begin by thanking the YWCA for making this possible and giving me the opportunity to be here. I would also like to thank my parents for helping me become the person I am today, as well as all of my teachers at Thurston High School. I would also like to thank Denise DeBartolo for the $500 award and the Thomas Endowment Fund for the opportunity to receive the scholarship. Through this program, I learned many leadership skills that will assist me in the future as I strive to become a doctor. I'd like to thank everyone here tonight and all those that helped make these leadership opportunities possible. Thank you.
Next, we have Kara Jones for Valley Christian School. You're the leader with creative qualities, says Heather Bale, guidance counselor. Her academic accomplishments and service to her community prove her to be a standout individual. She has a passion for working with children, enjoys photography, and participates in competitive cheerleading. Here's focus and always willing to lend a helping hand.
I'm Kara Jones, I attend Valley Christian High School. I would like to thank my guidance counselor, Ms. Bueller, for selecting me to be a part of this amazing program. And I would like to thank Ms. Barlow and the Thomas Endowment Fund for their generous contribution to all those girls. And lastly, I would like to thank my mother for showing me how to be a true leader of true leadership.
Next is Hannah Selena, Victory Christian School. Hannah's a creative student who cares about others, says David Pike, our student advisor. She demonstrates academic and athletic leadership skills. She's intelligent, hardworking, and challenges herself in the classroom. Hannah is adventurous and enthusiastic. She has a heart for serving others and investing in the future generations of her school, church, and community. This is a video.
My name is Hannah Soliday, and I'm the honoree from Victory Christian. I'd just like to say thank you to my family and my teachers for giving me support and encouragement throughout my academic journey.
Next is Stephanie Toad from Warren G. Harding High School. Stephanie is a fiercely resilient and extraordinarily humble young woman, says Sue, my school counselor. She's responsible and highly accountable. Destiny is focused, organized, and exhibits a positive attitude. She is a mentor and offers emotional support to others. She challenges herself in the classroom and is dedicated to her community. Next, we have Leah Kaiser from West Branch High School. Leah is an impressive young lady, both in the classroom and the community, says Jana Seifel, school counselor. She is exceptional, courageous, and makes no excuses. Leah is the go-to person for staff or peers who need help. She has made an impact at her school by being friendly, kind, and hardworking. She is dedicated to being the best person she can be.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Leah. I will be attending Kent State University to pursue a degree in neuroscience on a pre-med track before attending medical school. Firstly, I would like to thank Mrs. York for the $500 scholarship, as well as the Thomas Endowment Fund for the opportunity to receive it. I'd also like to thank the West Branch administration for selecting me as a senior representative for the Young Women with Bright Futures program, and to my grandmother for accompanying me tonight. Lastly, thank you to the YWCA for the opportunity to be a part of such a wonderful experience with such wonderful young women. It is not very often that we get to glimpse into the future to see what the road will one day take us. But this is a group of what is yet to come. Powerful women determined to break through a glass ceiling. As I look around, I see future colleagues, future professionals, advocates, and activists. I feel very honored to have worked with all of you and to have discussed the impacts of social issues in our time and how as leaders we can fight to break down barriers to ensure success for all of us. I believe that we all can break through a glass ceiling by supporting one another and guiding each other to succeed, because success for one woman is success for all women. I think the best thing we can learn from these seminars is that leadership is not position, but rather it is action. Leadership is how we treat people and who we influence and the positivity we create the process. I think it is important to remember that we are leaders before we ever become managers, doctors, CEOs, or directors. Our voices matter right now, and they mattered yesterday, and they will still matter tomorrow. So I'd like to give you all a word of congratulations for being strong women and leaders in your community. Thank you.
is Elena Fitch, Western Reserve High School. Elena is a determined, confident, strong, and inspirational young woman, says Danielle Mato, school counselor. She is balanced, well-rounded, and forward-thinking. Elena is an encouraging, positive role model to her peers. She represents her school and family academically and socially in a delightful manner. Elena leads by example through her work ethic and creative flair.
I'd like to say thank you to my parents for always supporting me, and my teachers and coaches for always pushing me to be better. I'd also like to say thank you to Denise Bartlow York for her generous award and the Thomas Endowment Fund for making this possible. Also, thank you to Jessica and Bart for running the show, as well as the guest speakers.
Lastly, we have Alicia Thomas, Youngstown Early College. Alicia epitomizes what a student at early college should look like, says Margaret Pandela, school counselor. She's highly intelligent, academically driven, and a born leader. Alicia is very personal. She is known for her ideas, energy, and enthusiasm.
Hello, everyone. I'm Andy Baroff, and I'm here tonight on behalf of the Thomas Family Endowment of the Youngstown Area Jewish Federation to present 2 Bright Future Scholarship Awards. First, I'd like to share a brief overview and why the YWCA Mahoning Valley has been so important, not only to the Valley, but also to the Foundation. Many years ago, Ada Thomases spent a great deal of her time volunteering at this Y. It was her passion. And when she passed away, her husband, Erwin Thomases, along with my mother, Jane Klein Thomases, continued their avid support of this YWCA, its people, art programs, and various operations. They too have passed, but we are here today because of their love of Youngstown, this institution, and particularly for the young people it supports, endures through the Thomas Family Endowment, and specifically Bright Futures. Erwin Thomases believed in people, and more importantly, doing what he could to provide opportunity for people. He was Jewish and believed in tzedakah, the Hebrew word for righteousness, charity, and social justice. He believed in tikkun olam, repairing the world. He believed that institutions which employed smart people with skillful leadership could bring people and communities together and accomplish great things. He believed this YWCA was such an institution and that there was no goal more worthy than the empowerment of women. And so he endowed 2 scholarships for our Bright Futures. Erwin wanted to leave this world in better fashion than he found it, and based on your participation this past year and today, he would be very proud. This is the 8th year we are giving out the scholarship funded by Thomas's Endowment Fund of the Youngstown Area Jewish Federation. And from the 14 applications we received, I'm happy to announce the winner for 2021. We'll start with the number 2 winner, and that is Raheem El Sharif of Liberty High School for $8,000. And the number 1 winner is Sage Mason, McDonald High School for $12,000.
That was a wonderful ceremony. Let's give a round of applause again for our winner. Usually we have this event on a much larger scale. However, seeing how the times are, we're just kind of going with the punches. We are very happy that we were able to celebrate the achievements of all these wonderful young women on a smaller platform as well. Safety of all our attendees and guests is very important to us. I just want to say personally, I love this event and all the honorees and young women and the bright futures always makes me smile for the future ahead that we know. And I would like to second Alea, what you were saying about These are your colleagues, your friends, these aren't your competition. And having a strong women support group and a strong women network, and I call it my sister circle, is imperative to life on all levels, professional, if you got children, if you need a girlfriend. So it's amazing to see you all here, and I hope you guys can form some friendship with each other. Every event we have seen great support from our teachers and our administrators. We wouldn't be able to have this event if it wasn't for them, because they nominated each young girl. So please convey our regards to your teachers and let them know that we hope to have them back next year. To all the parents and guardians and teachers, thank you for serving as role models for these young women and paving their way for future success and a brighter future. In closing, I would like to again congratulate all the honorees today. Our community needs role models like you. Please keep up the good work. Also, thank you to our guest speaker, Amanda Vitello, for being the keynote today. And now she's going to be called again to help me at Youngstown State as the keynote for her sister. Now, the next part. We appreciate your time and your message. To those joining us online, thank you for taking the time to be with us here today. Good luck, everyone, in your future endeavors. Thank you so much. We would just ask that our honorees and our committee members stay for a group photo. We have the chairs lined up and some little group photo. But everyone, have a wonderful evening, and thank you